One mistake is all it takes. And you got a broken template.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
If you like the content, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You know, Go could have warned me that if it hits an error, it would send a partial template.
Actually they did. If an error occurs, partial results may have been written to the output writer.
All right, you got me there. Let's look at how we can fix this. All right, we have our execute template function, which is going to take the writer that we pass in and immediately start writing to the output, even before we get our error message. We can't use the HTTP response writer because it's going to write to the connection as part of the HTTP reply. First, we're going to need to write somewhere else until execute template has finished, and we can get back our error and then check for that error. And if everything is great, we can go ahead and write to the HTTP response writer. If we do run into an error, we're going to go ahead and log our error, and then we're going to go ahead and send a response. We're just going to send back server error. We're not going to pass in the error that we got because we're not going to give the hackers any extra information. And then, of course, we're going to go ahead and return, so that way the last bit of this function doesn't run. Let's go find something that qualifies as the io.writer data type, or something to pass as the io.writer data type. It's going to need to have a write method that accepts a slice of byte and returns an int, as well as returning an error. Inside the bytes package, we have a data type called buffer, which just happens to have a method called write that takes a slice of byte and returns an int and an error.
Hey, hold on. What's a buffer again?
A buffer is just a region of memory used to temporarily store data while it is being moved from one place to another. We'll create a buffer from the bytes package, and we'll use it with our execute template function to save our result until we can get our error back and we can check that error. The bytes.buffer data type gives us access to the write to method, which writes to whatever writer we pass in. Since this is past our error checking, we would just simply pass in our HTTP response writer. So if we had the same template error as we did before, when we were to run this, instead of getting half of a template, we should get server error.
Hey, to keep from rewriting this every time, could we get a function for this?
Sure can. We can wrap everything up that we did before in one simple function that can be used in all of our handler functions for all of our routes. Our execute entire template function takes a writer, a template name, and the data for our template, just like a regular execute template function. Depending on your content type and your user's expectations, you may need to protect yourself from sending broken templates. The decision is yours. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.